All right. So, Grace and Peace family, hope you're doing well. We're trying a new thing. We're going to record a Zoom call. And the reason we're doing this is because I want to introduce you all to Joey Perez. Joey is going to be a resident with us in the maiden voyage of a ministry partnership between Grace and Peace and Vida House. And this is the deal. Vida House is all about training up ministers and potential future ministers to be able to do gospel-centered cross-cultural ministry here in Austin. And so you probably know a little bit about Vida House. Josh Eby is a great friend of ours, and he's talked a lot about it. Vida House is one of our ministry partners. And Vida House is all about being able to offer not only theological education, but also spiritual formation with a practical application baked into it. So as Vida House students get their theological education, they're engaged in ongoing ministry within a local church body. Some of the students at Vida House already are ministering at their churches, and some are not. Some have the ability to get experience, and some don't necessarily have those connections. And so Vida House wanted to put together a residency program that embeds their students into the ministry life of a local church in Austin. And a number of months ago, Josh approached us to see if we'd be interested. We said, that sounds fantastic. He said, great, I've got the perfect guy for you guys to start with. And that's Joey Perez. So in July, Joey's going to start. We had conversations with Vida House and with leadership at Grace and Peace and with Joey, and then the pandemic hit, and we haven't been able to let you guys know that this has been something that we're really excited about until now, and we are. And so I wanted to introduce Joey before July hits, because you're going to be seeing a lot more of him from then on. So enough of me talking. I'm just going to ask Joey a few questions and let him introduce himself to you as how he is comfortable doing. So Joey, thanks for coming on and doing this with me. It's a weird way, I know, to meet new people. So thanks for doing it. And would you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, and maybe your connection to the city of Austin?
Okay, yeah. So my name's Joey. My real name is Jose, if any of y'all really care about that. I am just graduating college, and I'm married and have 2 kids, and they're wonderful. It's my life. I love them. My wife's name is Laura, and I have 2 girls. One's name is Elliot. She's my oldest. She's about 2. And my youngest is about 6 months, and her name is Selah. Yeah, we love them, and we love living in Austin. I guess we both kind of grew up in Austin. We didn't know each other until, later in college and whatnot. But yeah, we both grew up fairly close to each other. I grew up just north of Austin, maybe about 20 minutes in Georgetown. Grew up with my grandparents there, and when around middle school, moved down to North Austin. And yeah, but I love Austin. Don't plan on leaving anytime soon. God still has a work here for me, and I'm here ready to push back the darkness, so to speak. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Joey. If you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your journey to faith, and then also how God has been putting a call in your life toward vocational ministry with next generation youth.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, I grew up with my grandparents on a ranch in Georgetown. Maybe I didn't say grandparents, but I did. Didn't grow up with my father just because, he and my mom split, and he had to, find ways to financially support us. So I grew up with my grandparents, and my dad was just out working. And we didn't get into a place where I could live with my father until middle school. And so by that time, I grew up in the Catholic Church. Didn't really believe anything, I knew who God was, knew Jesus, but just didn't accept him as my personal savior, accept that he was Christ, right? And so it wasn't until, I got kicked out of my first high school and moved to my second high school, where I was just alone because I was in my junior year and I knew nobody at this new school. And it wasn't until these 2 people, ended up approaching me and saying like, hey, how are you doing? I see you. You're just kind of alone. I would love to, be a friend. And it was that like really extending of arms just to bring me into this friendship that made no sense to me, right? Like they just made no sense to me as people. I never experienced any of that. And what that was their love for Christ, right? So they were a part of a student ministry, and they brought me into that student ministry, and I accepted Christ there. And it was right when I accepted Christ in this student ministry that I really felt a call on my life for doing the same ministry that I was provided, right? The same way that I was saved was where I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and I could not be satisfied doing any other work for the kingdom besides this, right? And it was just a very convicting thing. And ever since then, I've just tried to find people who were just older, wiser, and tried to seek out discipleship. And that's my story, kind of how I got there. There's a few things I'm missing, but it's short, and I keep it that way.
Good. Plenty of time to talk further, and coffees and one-on-ones and groups as we move forward, getting to know each other. One
Absolutely.
more question, Joey, and thanks for that. Thanks for your story. Really love hearing that. You're going to spend a year with us in this residency, and part of that residency is you having the opportunity to get general ministry experience. But part of that is also to focus in on a particular ministry. And middle school, high school youth ministry sounds like a good fit for you and for us. And so just tell us a little bit about your excitement for what's going to come in the next year.
Yeah, I mean, man, like I said, I've really just sought out, ever since I accepted Christ, sought out just people who are older and wiser. And I'm sure that there is that here. There is people here that I can learn from, and likewise that people could learn from me. And so I'm very excited about, just being part of a body of believers that that we can have this mutual sharing of knowledge and wisdom. And I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot from you and Josh in this coming year. And I'm just so excited about getting to know you guys, but also getting to know the congregation, getting to know students, getting to know families, and just serving alongside of y'all over here. And and this is a side of Austin I've never really been on, and so that's very exciting as well. Just obviously passed through it, but never like spent time just walking and praying and doing ministry right here, right? And so I'm very excited about just this next year learning from you and the congregation, and just hopefully doing some meaningful ministry here with students and families, really. So that's what I'm excited for.
Thanks, Joey. Appreciate that. So grace and peace. I'm wanted to introduce you to Joey so you can start praying for him and for Laura and the girls and their time with us. And one of the reasons I'm so excited about this opportunity for us as a church is because it connects us in ministry to people and to areas of Austin that we may not be connected to right now. But another reason I'm excited about this ministry is because I know that you have a lot of love to give somebody like Joey and Laura. So really looking forward to cultivating our relationships together in the year ahead. So thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait till I can bring Joey around and introduce him face to face. All right, we'll talk to you all later. Grace and peace.
Thank you, guys.